Hey, it's Biddy Penny. Welcome to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. I am 30 minutes late. Oh my gosh. It's true though. I'm so sorry. For those who are very punctual, um, really, it's a miracle I'm here today because I did not sleep last night. Yeah, girl could not sleep. Nope. So let's just celebrate the fact that I'm here. Okay, we had a big windstorm and it even messed up shingles on our roof. So the shingles above my bedroom on our roof were just flapping up and down and making noise all night. So I did not sleep, meaning I slept in a little bit, but only a little bit. And I'm sure I'll be tired today. Okay, today I have a plan though. Isn't that a beautiful thing? And the plan is this piece of paper right here is a printable from Papier de Flores, and that's on Etsy. Just a beautiful paper. Now it says you can print it on A4 or 8.5 by 11. If you print it on 8.5 by 11, then it's the shrunken down version. All is fine. Here's what we're going to do. We're actually only going to use this piece of paper as inspiration because I want to revisit the fact I used to do this more, and I want to kind of revisit the idea that when you see a beautiful piece of paper, you can take that idea to create a, a piece in your journal or a card or whatever. So for instance, with this one, we're going to take the inspiration from this. I'm going to have a like book page or even just use like a writing stamp in the back. And then I have labels in my stash. I have ephemera of like little birds. I have flowers. And then this over here, this is actually fabric and twine. It's made to look like, I mean, this is just a printed piece of paper, but it's made to look like twine or fabric swatches. I have another piece in the same pack that is like watercolor swatches, and I just love it. So what we're going to do is we're going to make cards that look like this piece of paper, but it's going to have all these elements separately. I think sometimes it's really fun to case just really pretty paper, or when you look at pretty paper and you're like, like this has lace over here. We'll put some real lace on the page, but to take the ideas for layering from paper like this. So we're going to have this ivory cardstock, which is what we're going to use today for like our card bases and our card fronts. And then I'm going to work through my stamps and lace and ephemera and twine and everything to make some cards that look like this beautiful paper. So that's what we're doing today. Now, here is a beautiful thing. My kids are on spring break. I don't have to leave at 7 to go get them. So we will at least, our time here is not cut short. That's what I'm trying to say. In a roundabout way, our time will not be cut short. All right. And I think this is going to be very inspiring, I hope. I know I'm super excited myself to make this. So I hope it'll be something that you guys enjoy. My iPad doesn't have much juice in it because I had to leave it on full blast and my sleep machine to try to drown out the sound of the high winds and my shingles banging against my roof. Oh my gosh. What a night. I know that I don't have much to complain about. I know other people are going to get a much worse version of the storm, I guess, that's blowing through. And for that, I'm sorry for all you guys. I can tell you that there's a lot of wind involved. Hi, Vicki. Hi, Linda. Vicki, was it crazy windy in Oklahoma too? I can only imagine that it was. Hello, Jason. Hello, Angie. Hi, Jonna. Hello, hello. Hi, somebody's mama. Hi, somebody's mama. I love that. Hey, mama. My mom came for a visit yesterday. It was really nice. She didn't stay long, but it was just nice to see her. You know, we usually see each other every Saturday, but we kind of been off our pattern for a while. And then I've been going to see her sometimes on Sunday morning before she goes to church. I'll take out coffee and breakfast and just hang out with her for like 2 hours before she gets ready and goes to church. But we'll get back on our Saturday game. We really kind of fell off, I think, during the holidays. And you know, my mom is older, so I tried to go see her. We don't live too far apart, but she has to travel on a highway to get to me. And people just drive crazy. Okay, so we're going to do 6.5 by 4.5 for some panels. I want my panels and my card bases to be the same color. I'm using heavyweight, it's pretty heavyweight cardstock, and this beautiful ivory. Ugh, I love ivory. Okay, how many bases did I make? 3. Let's make 4 bases, even though we may or may not make 4 cards. This is going to be kind of a mass making session, I suppose. So I'm cutting my card bases to 7 by 10. Okay. And y'all know I keep all of my scraps. These cutoffs make wonderful sentiment strips. And they're great because you don't end up wasting paper. Like a large sheet of paper when you just need to stamp something small, you know, a sentiment, a small image, or whatever. So I keep these. I sure do. All right, one more sheet, cutting the card fronts at 6.5 by 4.5. I've got some fun videos coming out for you guys. I was supposed to have one out on Friday, but it was corrupted. I'm having to start over on that one. I was trying to save it all weekend, and I just don't think I'm going to be able to, unfortunately. Every time I edited it, I did everything and went to upload, and it just would not upload. It kept saying error, error, error. And I had invested a ton of time in it. And I mean, I had like 8 hours into that video. It takes time, you know, to make those types of videos, and it just wasn't cooperating, unfortunately. All right, you guys, let's stamp this out. I think I will actually stamp this with coffee from Archival, or it's from Ranger, but it's the Archival ink, and the color is coffee. This is a different kind of brown. And although I'm not planning on doing any water or mixed media, I still want to stamp it with that flexibility just in case. Natasha, oh my gosh. From band rehearsal. How cool is that? It's been raining steady all day. How cool. Do you sing? Do you play an instrument? Well, you're driving. You'll have to tell us another time, Natasha. Don't tell us now. But we want to hear more about the band. I'll be here a while. I don't know how long your drive is, but no rush. And definitely don't do it while you're driving. Oh no, Larry. Poor Larry. He just lost another part of his arm. You know, he got weakened in the battle. All right. I told Dr. Shrub I named him Larry. I was like, our toy soldier has a name. His name's Larry. He's like, gosh. And I thought crafting was easy. No, Larry, crafting is not easy. It's hard on your pocketbook and everything. All right. Yeah, this is the right call on this coffee color. Lisa, hello. Good afternoon. It was so funny. I can't remember what Sparkle Heart and I were watching, but she was like, Mom, where's that accent from? And I was like, oh, I think it's British. And then the guy said crikey. And I was like, well, I think that's pretty much Australia. I think just the Australians. And then we got into history. She's like, why do they sound so much alike? And I was like, well, Australia is a British colony. And then she got a little history lesson. And then I got a compliment. She said, I wish you were my history teacher, Mom. You make it so easy to understand. And what I should have said, but I didn't, is that I was raised by a historian. My father was a historian. History was his passion, and cars, but cars more than his history, but history was a very close second. Anyways, I think that has something to do with it. She's like, I think it takes my teacher forever to explain things, and you can explain them to me in like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. But my version has a slant. That's the only thing. Okay, so now we have got the background. Now I'm still probably going to come in. I like this big seal right here. So I'm going to look through my stamps and see what kind of seal I could add right here, because I do like that. I'll go through my ephemera. I know I have lots of tags that look like this. And then I need to go through my twine. Like I have ribbon. I just organized my ribbon the other day. I have ribbon and twine, and I really like this sewing thread. So let's work on that too. And then this could be like fabric, like a swatch of fabric. These are going to be really different cards, and I think they're going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to grab my ribbon box. Here she comes, save the day. Here's what I did. I organized my ribbon into big Ziploc bags. This is my gold bag. You could do it by color or ribbon type. I also have done most of it by ribbon type. So like here is seam binding. here is bling. So all my bling in a bag. I just happen to have a whole lot of ribbon. And I kept wanting to use it, but it was always such a mess that it wasn't working. So I had to go through and get it organized. And this is how I did mine. So let's use a little seam binding. Let's use, see, here's all my velvet. I've got a bag of lace. I have even more than this, but I have a bag of lace. Ooh, let's use this pink, because I think I'm going like with pinks. This one might be a little wide for that side, but let's grab that. Ooh, look at this little bag right here. So let's grab the pinks. Let's grab the pink out of here. I was really torn if I wanted to organize my stuff by color or by type. So for now, it's all by type, except for the gold and the metallic. But I might eventually go by color. Okay, I have a couple. I think I want this one. This one's a little bit more of a rust, which might be nice to have the contrast. We'll use that too. Okay. What about a little bit of satin? Okay, I think we got it. Paula's here. Cool Johnny. Let's see. Thank goodness Betty Penny's not. Wait. Hi, Betty Penny. Hey, Bethany. How's it going? Are y'all on spring break this week? Oh, gosh, it's glorious not having to do the school hustle. I don't know who enjoys the breaks more, me or the kids. It's a close call. It's a photo finish race on who enjoys school breaks more. And I just like having my children at home. I'm a mama bird, is what my husband says, who likes all of her eggs in the nest. And it's so true. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Remember these pieces we cut off to make our card bases? Well, I think they're going to be perfect for our ribbon pieces. So let's get a few of these out. Let's count up how many different types of ribbon we have. 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. Okay, 6 times 4 is 24. Okay, I need 24 pieces of these little pieces of paper. Oh, I don't even have the, hold on, let me also get like thread. Now, I can't tell you exactly what instance I would want to use these cards for, but maybe birthday, Mother's Day. These might be really nice, actually. Hi, Kalinda. These might be nice Mother's Day cards. Although we had no school on Friday, school canceled today. It's like a mini spring break. Yeah, right? Enjoy. Okay, this is only 4.5, so I had to decide. I don't need these to be too big. I think that's about it. We'll do, what is that, 2 inches. Hey, any break's a good break, right? So originally we wanted to do something fun for spring break, but I'll be working, hubby will be working. And so Sparkle Heart's like, well, what are we gonna do? And I came up with an idea, just making sure. Okay, so we're doing 1 by 2 inches here. The idea is we're going to a different sweet shop every day. So we've been to, let's see, where have we gone so far? Friday, we went to Crumble. Y'all remember, or yeah, y'all remember that. I think I told y'all that on Saturday. So on Friday, we went to Crumble. Saturday, we went to Dairy Queen. Well, I didn't realize yesterday was the Oscars, and I love watching the Oscars. It's the one, like, award show that me and my hubby like to watch. So we actually ended up getting a dessert from the bakery at the grocery store because we had to do grocery shopping and had to be home for the Oscars. So yesterday was a bakery dessert from the grocery store. Today we're going to this really cool, we've never been there before, but a Japanese sweet shop. It's called Sweet Memes. And we're so excited because it just looks amazing. And then we have a local ice cream shop that just opened here in our town where we live called Amy's Ice Cream. So that's on board. And yeah, we're just finding, and she's never been to Amy's Ice. Well, she's been, but she was a little toddler, so it doesn't count. So we're just going to try a different sweet shop each day, you guys. That's the spring break plan. I sold some of my cards at our craft fair on Saturday. Congratulations, Bethany. That is awesome. Way to go. We just got a new bookstore in our town, a locally owned little tiny, what you call a mom and pop bookstore. And I want to go in there and see if I can put some cards in there. I've got so many cards. And I want to see if they want some handmade cards. And I have my own display shelf and everything. And everything. Because I need another thing to do, right? I struggle to keep up as it is. Whatever. So we decided 6 per card, right? And 24. So there's 6. Could just count 24. Or I could do it the hard way. Okay, I just need another group of 6 and we're done. But I can get there with this scrap of paper right here. We did better than all the booths I talked to. Both Ellie and Danny were with us. Maybe that helped. Oh yeah, cute little adorable precious children. That never hurts a craft booth. That's awesome. I'm so glad you did. And maybe your stuff just rocked and your prices were right. You know, you had a good product and a good price. That'll do it every time. The only time that doesn't work is when no one's showing up to the craft fair, which you don't have control over. That's the people who put it on. That's their job, is to get people there. It's your job to be there and have a good price and a good product. All right, I believe we have 24 little pieces of paper, 2 by 1. So this is about the size of swatch, color swatch, that I picked my paint color for my car from. You never do that. Don't take a 2 by 1 piece of something and decide that you're going to paint a really big object with it. It's not a good idea. I learned that lesson the hard way. Yes, well done, Bethany. Flo. I checked around at what I thought was normal time and I couldn't find her. Flo, I was sleeping. Finally, the wind died down, but basically we had a big windstorm here for about 12 hours and it was the absolute worst in the middle of the night from 9 to 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Blew the shingles off our roof and they were just flapping in the wind and right above my bedroom, and I could not sleep. I'm so sorry. And so my husband came in at 5:30 and he's like, "It's 5:30." I was like, "Oh my gosh. Thank you." And I still didn't get out of bed. I was like, I need a little more today. So I gave myself about 10 minutes to just lay there. And then I got up and got ready and came to my desk. So my apologies. Some days are just kind of like that. Okay, I think that's enough. So I don't know how much fun this will be to watch, but man, when these cards come together, I just have a feeling they're gonna be great. Let's see. I'm just looking for a piece of tape. Don't mind me. Whatever, I'll just use masking tape. It's not like anybody's gonna see it. But the good news, Flo, is it's spring break. So your girl doesn't have to rush out when the bird sings at 7. Okay, one done. Let's go ahead and cut a few pieces of tape. We are taking inspiration today from a sheet of paper. Oh my gosh, I'm designing more paper, and it's going to be a mixture of things, but I'm going back to graphic design. I'm not using AI. I'm paying for a subscription to get my images. And so it's yet another rendition of Bitty Penny papers, but I'm super excited and they're turning out great. And I'm drawing and painting too, but not as much. Not like I did the last 2 packs. Okay. But yet again, I'm learning new skills, and that's really cool. It's good to learn. Keeps things interesting. Okay, this little piece over here, this little piece over here. Oh, they just touch and meet. How fabulous. There we go. Another one done. Yeah, not riveting content here, exactly. But hopefully inspirational just the same. I'm going to go ahead and make this a little bit easier on myself. I tack this down with a piece of tape now. There, now I don't have to hold it. All right, let me catch up with y'all's comments and then we'll talk about the Oscars. Da-da-da, 60 miles per hour right now. Near whiteout conditions. Blizzard is supposed to last until 4 p.m. OMG. See, that's why I can't complain. Now, the winds were high. I don't know what they reached, but we did have high winds. Not 60. We have had 60 before. That's what messed up our roof the first time. were like 60-mile-per-hour winds and like straight gust. Oh my gosh. And the whole neighborhood, everyone's roof got messed up. Nobody was calibrated for that one. Okay, we've made it through the thread. Okay, we've got 4 of those, so I can put this away. I had a lighter pink, but again, I think having some contrast is going to be a good thing. So I chose the darker pink. Let's do, it doesn't really matter what we choose next. Oh, here, this will be quick and easy. This is Dollar Tree. So pretty. Ooh, it's just about as wide as our... Now this one, I'm not going to wrap around. I'm just going to cut it to size here. It would be bulky and pointless to wrap it around. We're just making a card. We're not actually making ribbon samples here. And I need 4 of these. Again, these pieces are 4-inch, no, 1 by 2. And they're going on a 5 by 7. You could size them differently for an A2 card, or, you know, this would be really pretty as a journal cover. Like all this effort that I'm putting into making these cards, you could put that same effort into a journal cover and it'd be really beautiful. Don't worry, I put it in the velvet bag. Hi, Missy. How's it going? Okay, this one, here's what I'm going to do with these. I'm just going to cut them long enough that I can wrap it around. Let's do 4 of those. Originally, they had said that they would get anywhere between 1 to 22 inches of snow. Oh my gosh, that's quite the range. Yeah, we might get 1, or we'll get 22. Like, can you narrow it down a bit, bud? That's the difference between being snowed in for 2 weeks or a mild inconvenience. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious, actually. I know, I can only probably say it's hilarious because I'm not living through it, but that's funny. All right, let's do this one. We'll do the same thing with this one. We don't need to wrap it around and around and around. Let's wrap it on twice, though. I think I have enough ribbon that I can wrap each one of these around twice and maybe use it up, which I'm fine with. All I have is this little sample left anyways. But we're going to need another piece of tape. Yeah, it's just windy here. It's not a blizzard. Angie, hubby's ride to work today, so didn't have to go out at 4:30 a.m. Oh my goodness. They predicted 3 inches and we got 11. Oh my gosh, 11 inches of snow in Florida. Now I know you're in northeast Florida, but still in Florida, period. I was surprised Florida had bears. My son told me Florida had bears, and I was like, no, they don't. Where'd you hear that on the internet? And then we went, when we came to, went to Florida, we stopped at one of the rest stops because they make them fabulous. We had some fresh squeezed, I had grapefruit juice because I'm allergic to oranges, but the family had orange juice. And found out you do indeed have bears. And I had to apologize to my son. which I don't mind doing when I'm wrong. I am not above apologizing when I'm wrong. Okay. Yes, I videoed the snow. It's on my channel. Oh, that's cool. Linda Veal. The state of Wisconsin declared an emergency before the snow started here. That's why I knew it would get our side of the state eventually. Yeah. All right. Cool, Johnny. You've got a vibe going. Right, Flo? He does have a vibe going. Oh my goodness. Okay, another one done. Just moving right along. I guess in your case, Bethany, you just prepare for a blizzard. And if you don't get one, cool, right? But if they tell you 1 to 22 inches, you just prepare for 22 inches. And if you get 5, you'll be pleasantly surprised. Not that I have to tell you how to live in that climate, because I don't know how to live in that climate. I know how to live in Texas climate. You just stay inside when it's hot out. Or you have to be in water. Y'all didn't know you were going to wake up this morning and just watch me put a bunch of fabric on cards, did ya? Well, surprise, surprise. Okay, so the Oscars. Did anybody else watch the Oscars last night? And have you seen any of the movies? Because this year we were completely out of the loop. I don't think I saw any of the movies. For real. I saw a couple of the animated movies, and that's about it. We have a lot of movie watching to do, is all that means. But I was cheering and overly joyed that P.T. Anderson did so well last night. And because of his body of work and how much, you know, we like him, my husband and I, like, he's one of my husband's favorite directors. And we love P.T. Anderson. And for him to finally get the accolades and the awards that he has worked very hard for was awesome. And I'm sure the movie was good. It's got Leonardo DiCaprio and Benicio del Toro, so it's got to be pretty good. And my husband and my son, they did see Sinners at the theater back when it came out, and they came home so impressed. They really thought that was a great movie. I haven't seen it, but we were glad it did well. It had more nominations than any movie ever. So that's pretty cool in itself. Even if you don't win them all, just to be nominated is amazing. And we liked that the foreign films now get worked into everything. It used to be that international or foreign films, they just had their category and they weren't really lumped into all the different categories the way that they are now. And so we like that change. I think Conan did a good job hosting. It was really enjoyable. Oh my gosh, their in memory section was really sweet. They did a good job, just a good job. Well done. When we go to California, one of the things that's on our bucket list is go to the Academy Awards Museum. They just opened a museum a couple of years ago, and we want to go to it. All right, you guys, hang in there. You're almost done watching me put the stuff on here. Okay, these are done. So we're halfway done. Let's do these next. The Oscars, not my cup of tea. Yeah, I get that. We like cinema and film as an art form and as a form of entertainment. And I love pretty dresses. I've always loved fashion, so I like seeing everyone all dressed up. Yeah, it's just an art form. Another form of art. And their biggest award, I guess. Sean Penn won and he didn't go. Sean Penn does not go to such things. He's like Cool Johnny. It's not his thing. I had a Sean Penn photograph that was taken by a Japanese photographer and I sold it and I wish I would have kept it. I mean, I got good money for it, but I still wish I had the photo and not the money. Delayed opening this morning, so I get to watch some of the live. Oh, Cordelia, how wonderful. Are y'all getting the storm too? I mean, I think it's supposed to be in the 50s here today, but and we got the wind. Oh, brother, did we get the wind. But that's it. No like snow or not even any rain or anything, just cold wind. You get to sit here and watch me wind fabric around these little cards, but I'm casing this sheet of paper for those who are a little later. So I'm creating right now these strips. We've already stamped our backgrounds. Those are right here. And basically what I'm doing is taking this sheet of paper as an inspiration to make my cards. But I'm building the physical components that they represent here with like lace, labels, with this fabric and twine and stuff like that, ribbon. I am recreating that and building my card inspired by that sheet of paper. Doing swatches would have been much faster, but I think this is going to be cool. Severe thunderstorms. Oh, hi, Nancy. Nancy, what state do you live in? Are you in the South? I always think of you in the North, but I don't know if that's because handy Scandi and I think Scandinavian. I'm not sure. I know you're not Scandinavian. You're in North Carolina. Oh, cool. One of my best friends of like, golly, 26 years is, no, not that long. Let's see. Let me do the math. About 20 years. She's moving to North Carolina. I kind of want to go with her because you guys have mountains and beach. She's moving to Raleigh. North Carolina. All right. It's kind of hard to measure crinkled up seam binding. We'll make it a little longer just to make sure we have enough. I lost the end. Where did it go? There it is. Why does that smell? Oh, my husband turned on the heater. Stinky, stinky. Okay. Good morning, Sue. Hello, welcome back. Good to see ya. Nova Scotia. I haven't been to Nova Scotia yet. I would like to go very much. Wasn't Maud Lewis from Nova Scotia? The artist Maud Lewis? I believe she was. Hey, Bitty Penny, how do you find those scissors? Well, these scissors right here were a gift. Well, this one actually wasn't. But these are Tim Holtz scissors from Tonic Studios. It's the people who make them, but they're by Tim Holtz. This is a spring-loaded. This was his first. He used the red-handled ones were his first ones. And then John, Cool Johnny and Jill Pounds gave me these to replace. I had a pair, and since the day I bought them, the screw always came loose. I always had to screw loose. And when John and Jill, when we met at Paper Ganza, he told me, you need to get something to fix those scissors, and I never did. So he sent me a brand new pair for my birthday. Wasn't that sweet? So I actually have 3 pair now, which is not too many. It's just right, in case anybody's wondering. But these are actually spring-loaded. This is Tim Holtz's new version. And oh my gosh, they're so dirty. I need to clean them. I have the same spring-loaded ones. It's taking some getting used to. Yeah, it's nice though, because it really does help as far as the pressure on your hands. It does help reduce the pressure. The pressure. Okay. We're almost there, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me while I do such a tedious task here. Tisk, tisk, your tedious task. Natasha, I just arrived home. Okay, good. Now you can get us all caught up. No koalas or kangaroos. Oh, good. I used to live in deer country. I know that feeling when you're like, okay, wildlife, just don't come in the road today. Oh my gosh, I lived in white-tailed deer country for many years. And we literally had to drive like 30 miles per hour because of wildlife. One time, the deer hit me. I didn't hit it. It ran right into my car, into the side of my car. It was fine. It ran off. It didn't like hit my tires, or it just bounced off of my car. It was running. I think it was looking back behind it. So, you know, it was probably being chased by something, or it thought it was. And because they get spooked so easily. And it just smacked right into my car, which is fine. I don't feel bad about that. I would have felt bad if it was the other way around. So I can live with that. It is my preferred thing that it would hit me and I would not hit it. I am one of those people who dodges squirrels and slams on brakes for wildlife. Will brake for wildlife. I play clarinet. Oh, Natasha. Oh, girl. Hey, I know that. How are you? Oh my gosh, I love the socks. I ended up inheriting the Kookaburra socks from you, and I love them, and I wear them, and I think of you. And I have my koalas, and Sparkleheart. I have one, Sparkleheart has hers, and we have them linked together. They're hugging each other, and we have them in our curio cabinet. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, it was so amazing. Are you coming to Craft Roulette Live this year, or will you be doing the virtual? I didn't realize it was you. Yes, Natasha is lovely. Oh, wow. We're practicing for an Anzac. A-N-Z-A-C. Sit down cabaret. How cool. LOL, a dealer ran into the side of my mom's car one time also. Oh, really, Sue? Yeah, they get spooked and there's no stopping them, that's for sure. Okay, last one, you guys. You've made it. We've got to use this one, this really pretty polka dot lace. Okay. And don't worry, the tags are already cut out. Like the labels that I'll put on these cards are already cut out, so y'all don't have to watch that. And then we'll see what else I put on here. I'll try to choose things that are already cut. Ooh, I'll get into my journal say box. I need to get in there anyways. Use some of my journal say. All right. But we've almost made it. I'm glad we're doing 4. I'm glad I'm doing a full set of them though. Because if you're going to put in this much effort, you might as well make 4 instead of just 1. Because if you make only 1 and you're anything like me, you're just going to hoard it. I mean, it's just the truth. I want you to know that I have responsibly put all of my trim away in the correct place. I didn't just turn around and throw it in the box. That is progress, my friends. Is anyone else from the group doing virtual craft roulette? Oh, that's a good question. Biddy Penny, I just like being here. Well, Lisa, I like you being here. I'll save up for 2027, hopefully. Won't be there this year. Well, we will miss your sweet face, but totally understand. You're traveling across the world, so I would have to save up for it too. I need to save up for Australia, but first, I'm trying to visualize and make it happen that we get to go back to Italy for our anniversary and take our kids to Europe. The only thing is I will not want to come home. Next year is me and my hubby's 20th wedding anniversary. And I'd like for us to be back in the Amalfi Coast near, I want to take the kids to Pompeii. Me and my hubby went to Pompeii, and the next day I proposed to him. He said yes. Anyways, so yeah, that's what I want to do. That's the only problem is I know I will not want to come home. I want to stay in Europe. I've come up with a plan. So far, I'm the only, well, actually, I think my hubby was kind of digging it, but my kids they're an absolute no. The plan is we sell everything. We go to Europe and buy, the Volkswagen brand makes these really cool vans called a California. And it's like a Volkswagen bus, but a home on wheels. So it's like an RV, but Volkswagen bus size. Anyways, that we buy an RV and then we just travel around Europe until we find where we want to be. And the kids are like, absolutely not into it. So I guess it's not happening. They want to move to Europe, but they do not want to live in a van down by the river. Chris Farley. Anyways, so I guess that plan's off. I thought it was brilliant because we could figure out what country we want to be in collectively. And we wouldn't have to worry about visas because when our visa was about to run out in one country, we just drive on to the next country. So, you know, to me, it makes a lot of sense. To my children, it sounds like torture. Although young Z, he is full of good ideas. He was like, look, Mom, I'm not opposed to you doing that, but we have to have a house too, or an apartment. He's like, the bus has to be in addition to a brick and mortar home. I was like, that's reasonable. Very reasonable. You guys, we made it. You just sat there and watched me do that for some time, but we made it. Next up, let's get our labels out. I didn't say this was going to be fast, right? Messy palette. Hey, Di. How's it going? How you doing? All right. Ooh, I feel like we might want some of these. Let's go through these. Oh, yeah, look. We might want some of these. There's 4 of those. How perfect is that? Friends. Good times. Cheers. Oh, I like those. I just need 1 more. Oh, I like these too. These are all from a Pink Monarch Prince subscription that I did a long time ago. These are just some pretty scraps of paper. Oh, look, here's some more back here. Or those ones we went through. Those are different. Okay. Thing is I'm making 4. Ooh, here's 4 pieces of scraps, and those are really pretty. I think they might go with what we're doing. We'll see. Okay. We'll see. We'll see if they go with all the pink. Ooh, some stamps might be a fun thing to add. I think I need 1 more word, which I have words, so I'm fine. I've got a lot of words. Ooh, oh, look. This would be good for like the seal. I like these kind of neutral ones. Let's see. All right. These are definitely contenders. If you don't have a little folder like this, I encourage you to make one. Just get some printables if you do that sort of thing, and sit down and just spend some time cutting things out. If you have a scan and cut, dust it off, bring it out, and make yourself a little ephemera folder. These are rescued photo albums that I turned into ephemera holders. There's some labels that I made with old book pages, and all you do, I got that idea, I think, from Roxy's Creations. There's the labels I was thinking of originally. There's more of them. I got plenty of those. All right, let's move on to another folder because I have more. Let's look in here, yeah, for some flower elements. These are Dreams Etc. flowers, and they're just lovely. I would like to have some pink, yay. And these are already cut, which is awesome. I used my brother's scan and cut for these. I just printed up a bunch of them one day and sat down at the kitchen table and just dusted off my scan and cut and let it make all this ephemera for me. Okay, these are the ones that aren't cut so well. We're not going to mess with those today. Looks like I need to do it again because we're kind of cleaning it out, but I probably won't use all these. I just want to have them as options. Okay, we've got our flowers. Again, we're mimicking this sheet of paper. So there's my flowers. We've got our labels. I don't think I have any teeny tiny little birds, but we needed one more word. These are more like phrases than words. I really like these hearts. These are a Tim Holtz die and impresslet, and I think this color might work for us. So let's get 4 of these hearts, and we'll do the hearts. Here's some birds, but they might be too big. I'm not sure. We'll get them out just in case. This folder had it all going on. Let's just flip through it a little bit more and see what else we find. But I think we have enough. Different color palette. Flowers, flowers, flowers. This is my flowers. These are die cuts that I sat and assembled one day. These are layered die cuts that I made my own. So if you don't have a printer and you don't have printables, but you have dies, then you can make yourself a bunch of ephemera that way too. These are stickers. And that's the end of that one. All right, let's assemble. I think we're there. I think we're finally ready to put it all together. Meeting friends from Illinois that have family in Oklahoma for lunch today. Ooh, that's nice, Vicky. All right, after all that investment of time, I didn't do my one cardinal rule, which is usually to build a prototype. But I still feel like this is going to work out just fine. Okay, I'm going to sort my ribbons out because I have 6 different ribbons. I'm going to go ahead and sort them. Get organized. That'll make assembly a whole lot quicker if I'm organized. Where's this one go? Right there. Okay, let's do this. Kind of working the velvet. Okay, well, it is a tight crunch. Probably if I had made these 3/4 of an inch, that might be even better. But it's still gonna work. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna accept it as it is. Let's get our card base out, because what I might do is make the swatches hang over. I have an idea. I think what I might do is, I was originally thinking of matting this layer with white. I think I might mat it with white and have the swatches kind of hang over the edges like this. And then if I do that, I can space them out a little more. I'd probably recommend, if you're working on A2, you're going to have to use less ribbon and make your swatches smaller, which is fine. But I think this is what will work for my 5x7. Even for a 5x7, if you were to remake these, I would recommend 3/4 of an inch by 2 inches. And then you'll just have more space in the height of the card. But this will work. Oh, I'm gonna have all kinds of reminders popping up. Okay, so I'm gonna do 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 for a white mat. Let's see what this looks like. Hi, Reagan. How's it going? Yeah, this is a good idea to use up some ribbon. I know, I have so much, Natasha. It's wild. Okay. There we go. So this is going to go on here like this. The white is great, because I don't want it to, whatever, you know, I chose for the mat to have some difference back here. I didn't want it to be too distracting or too bold. Okay, then we put these kind of back. This is where, if you're going to mass produce, make a prototype first. Or else you're going to have to pivot like me. Y'all know what I want to do? I want to ink blend around these, because I think that'll help them stand off the page a bit. Okay, now, then our birdie can just be a little bit bigger than the birdie on our inspiration piece. We're still gonna work some lace over here. Now I can cut this lace in half if it's too wide. These scissors are like, okay, I was just cutting masking tape and now I'm cutting ribbon, lace. Who is this woman? All right. So there's that. Yes, yes, yes. I'm liking it. The birdie. Love the birdie. Always love the birdie. Oh yeah, we've got, I don't know about these hearts now, but maybe, ooh, maybe the heart could be at the top where the crest was on the inspiration piece. So again, this is our inspiration piece. Okay. No, when I took that away, I didn't like it. When I covered it with the sheet of paper and then took it back off. I did not like that. So I think, if anything, we'll just put like a random label. At the top, and then we might do a random label down here. Something to this effect. Is where we're headed. I do believe. The bird's gonna have to be tilted like that if its little feet are gonna land correctly here. Pretty. I like it. I have sticky scissors and unsticky scissors. I love it. That's a good one. Okay, I have to ink blend, which takes up a little bit of time. And I know we've already spent so much time creating this element, but if we've already put in so much time creating this element, then we just have to make it right. And I think ink blending it, yeah, is gonna really help it pop off the page a bit. It would have been more ideal if you are to recreate this, ink blend before you put your ribbon and lace on would be my recommendation if you end up liking the ink blended look. Just because you don't really want to get that ink on your ribbon and lace. Carmina, hello. How you doing? Bus. Okay, one more. You know what, guys? I need to start making cards for Craft Roulette Live. For the card exchange. I don't know if I'm going to do ATCs this year. I'm open to other ideas. I don't know what I'm going to do. I do like that random label at the top. Okay, I think this is a go. So I'm going to just slide these off like that and start gluing things down. We've made it to the gluing portion of this program. Congratulations. Oh, good. I'm glad you're doing well, Carmina. It's great to see you here this morning. I'm on later than normal because normally I'm off at 7, which really I should be done sooner, but I get all caught up in creating and I push it to the last possible moment. But this morning I was here late because we had a storm last night that kept waking me up all night. All night. I told my husband when he woke me up this morning, I was like, hey, if I complain that I'm tired a lot today, it's because I was up all night. He says my fatigue is concerning. I don't know. I guess if you're just fatigued all the time, I don't even notice anymore, but he says I'm too fatigued all the time. Anyways, so since he's been so concerned about that, I let him know in advance. Today, it's because I was up all night with the storm. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put these in position, and then I can kind of work. I don't know. Maybe I should put there's not a center one though, because it's an even number. Let's do the lineup The ink blending, you guys, definitely made a difference. Yeah, I need to line them up before I glue them down. Oh, that's gonna work just fine. I like it. I like how vintage and like old-timey this looks. Karen, hello. Good to see ya. Good morning. Have you had your coffee? I guess y'all are getting a storm today. I know Cordelia's in Georgia and she's going in late. She got a pass to go in late. We just got a windstorm is all we got. It's still windy out there. I don't know if y'all can hear my wind chimes. I love wind chimes. I grew up with them. My dad always had wind chimes. And one of my friends and coworkers from back when my dad passed, she gave me the most beautiful, the Holy Spirit was just telling her exactly what to buy that day. But she brought me a gift to his funeral, and it was a pair of red wind chimes. And she had no idea that my dad had a really big porch, long porch, and the whole thing was, he just had wind chimes going the whole length of the porch. It was a racket, but it was lovely. Anyways, she brought me wind chimes, and his favorite color my whole life was red. It never changed. It was always red. She brought me red wind chimes to his funeral. She had no idea. I love it when the spirit moves us like that. It's just amazing. Anyways, so I have a bunch of wind chimes on my porch. And I hear them banging around out there, making a bunch of noise, doing their job. They're just doing their job. It's a Monday morning, and my wind chimes are doing their job. Okay, that's done. Now, let's figure out this lace situation. I think I'm going to cut it about halfway. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And let me grab a different pair of scissors. Let me grab those cool Johnny scissors. Let's see how these do. Oh, very nice. They just sound good even. I'm not cutting it halfway, but I'm just going to trim this up. And this is not trash. This part that I'm trimming off, it's a whole nother piece of magic just waiting to happen. But I'm going to use this piece. There we go. And I like it hanging off the edge. All right. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac to glue it down. I'm just going to run one kind of thin thread of glue there. There we go. That should hold. Especially because I'll be gluing things over it. Okay. This piece, let's pop this piece up. And I'm going to let you guys decide if you want to watch me assemble all of these, or if you want to just watch me assemble one of these. Although I can hear Flo right away say, "We'll decide, you just keep going." We're adults here. We can decide how long we want to watch you. Flo, you have effectively made it into my headspace. And I love it. Welcome. Come on in. It's busy in here, though. see you. All right, now let's add these final touches. Maybe I'll put this behind this. Ain't nothing 35 cents anymore. Nope. All right. Then the little birdie, kind of like that better than the bird sitting on the edge of this, because if he sits on the edge of a straight edge, then I'm more limited as to the angle I can put him, because if I want his feet touching the edge of the paper, then he really kind of needs to be at a specific angle. But if I anchor my bird to my flower, well, then he can be going anyway. It really doesn't matter because he's on a flower. It's not a straight edge. So he could be, you know, holding on to the rose like this, or I just have more flexibility with the angle then for the bird. I have not submitted it yet, Angie. Thank you for reminding me. I need to get it in because I will get busy this week and totally forget. I'm on that 7-day-a-week work schedule as part of it. I worked like 13 hours this weekend, I think, all together. So, yeah, I think I need to get that submitted. Gotta punch that hole so it doesn't drive me crazy. Okay. And then I think, ooh, that's perfect. Okay, I like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue those all those three together. There we go. And I want that about right there. So I'm just tacking it down. Because I got everybody in their positions. Positions, everyone. Little blue bird. What a cutie pie. Now, I can lift and glue. And not lose my arrangement. I made these little birds, you guys, with pattern paper and stamps. So you can make your ephemera, you can print your ephemera, you can do whatever you want with whatever you have. There's more than one way to get to a similar place. Good night, Natasha. Sweet dreams. Rest well. I'm sure you have to simmer down after making music late in the evening. You gotta let your brain rest. That's how I feel anyways. All right. Our first one is done. We did it. We made a card. I really, really like it. And then I have I like this cheers. I'll put cheers on there for Lisa. There we go. So, from this to this, we did it, you guys. Man, and I just love it. What do you guys think? Lovely, lovely. Y'all like it? Beautiful. That card is amazing. Yeah, so whenever you guys, if you have printables, or you could just, even if you don't have a printer, and you want this kind of inspiration, what you could do is go on Etsy, look for junk journal printables, and then you could just look through them and you could see, you could get inspiration that way. All right. Which y'all decide? Are we doing... Bye, I love you. The chat always says bye too. The chat always says bye too.
Oh, bye chat.
Bye chat. Yeah, he says bye. Bye chat. Oh, I didn't get to tell him you love him, Sue. I'll tell him next time. He's gone. Y'all don't see it, but he also blows me a kiss. He's the best. The absolute best. All right. Oh, I guess I'm just going now, aren't I? So I'm cutting these down to 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. These are 5 by 7 flimsy 5 by 7 card pieces that I cut for myself out of flimsy paper. And the reason I cut these is to go inside of my 5 by 7 cards sometimes. Like if I use a black card base or I mat it with a dark color or something, or I just want a writing space on the inside of my cards, I cut this flimsy paper for an inside like writing layer on my cards, but they come in handy for different things. So today it's going to be the mat for these. All right, let's do it again. I guess I decided I'm going to keep going if that's all right with y'all. Let's do this now that we have a prototype. So our prototype is done. Then I can let's see. So this is 1, 2. Then I can make these a lot quicker. 3. I'm not even going to put these in order. 4. Okay. 4, 5 is this one. Oh my gosh, my hair is on my desk. And this one goes last. Okay. So let's glue these together. Now we'll work in a mask making style. And in a mask making style, what you do is like one step for all the cards. So like I want to glue my piece, my background paper that we made, to my matting layer. And I'm going to do it for the last 3 cards. Oh my gosh, did y'all see Desiree's junk journal yesterday? It was amazing. I had to keep coming in and out because I kept getting pulled away. But oh my gosh, in 2.5 hours, she made an incredible junk journal. That's Desiree. I'd include a thank you in case you missed it or don't know who I'm talking about. She made a whole junk journal in 2.5 hours, like decorated and everything. Just using like leftover ephemera and scrap paper, a file folder. She had me a file folder. And it came to my craft room and I really tried. I was going to craft along, but I kept getting pulled away. Hi, Diane. It's so nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. It's such a treat to stay longer today since it was so late. Hey, Maddie, thanks. Yeah, you know, it's spring break. Whoop, whoop. We're just going to finish these up. Now, I'm not going to do the insides because I literally don't have time for it, but can at least finish these up. I wonder, nope. I like it better this other way. It was a little long. I'm going to measure it better this time. Pretty Penny, what did you use to make the backgrounds? I missed that part. I used ivory cardstock and just a scripty stamp. I used one that I don't have the packaging for anymore. It was a Spellbinders one, and I have used this thing hundreds of times, probably. But it's just a large scripty stamp, and that's how I got that. And I used archival ink and the color coffee, and that's how I stamped that out. Hi, Paper Trails. Welcome, welcome. So glad you're here. Yeah, I'm on later than usual. I'm glad you could catch us too. Right now we're doing the assembly of this card that we just finished. And I made enough to make 4, so we're just gonna finish assembling the last 3. You're catching the mass making portion. You didn't have to watch me like others did. Put the ribbon on all the little pieces. Oh, we're gonna have to, we need to ink blend these, you guys, because I do like them ink blended around the edges. And we'll just do all of them at once. Okay. Today, for inspiration, I'm just casing a piece of paper, and I based everything off of that. And so in this piece of paper, there are all these different digital elements like lace, labels, a bird, flowers, and then these like faux fabric swatches, and then the script. So that's what I did, is I took all those elements, but I made the physical elements. So I made actual fabric swatches, used real lace, that kind of thing, to get you all caught up. That's what we're doing today. We're taking inspiration from paper. I think this would be a gorgeous journal cover. Can y'all imagine? Like doing this for a journal cover? Oh man, that would be a really pretty journal cover. I love how springy these cards are too. I'm ready for spring. I love spring. Oh, nice. Oh, that's awesome. Karen, is she gonna, I think she did a live with you before, didn't she? Or was it, I know you have more than one granddaughter, but I remember one time you had your granddaughter on live with you. I wonder if that was last spring break. Is she gonna slap paint on paper with you? That'd be fun. You know, my son's been on my channel a couple of times. My husband once or twice too. My daughter will not get anywhere near it. She wants no part of it. She's too shy. I know a lot of people have wanted Sparkle Heart to come on, but no, she's too shy for all that. There is, when I hit 100 subscribers, I did a giveaway, and I let my children announce the winners. And so that is the only video where you can hear her sweet little precious voice and my son's sweet little precious voice. from so many years ago. What, like 6 years ago? Yeah, they were quite a bit younger then. How time flies. I'm not going to do that piece, but I'm going to do these pieces. I would definitely recommend ink blending before you put your ribbon on, but it was an afterthought for me today. If you case these cards, do your ink blending first. Unless you don't want to ink blend, and then don't do it. I asked Young Z if he would come back on, and he didn't give me a hard no. He was like, yeah, maybe. So I can work with yeah, maybe. That means I can probably convince him to do it. Just maybe. That was a wonky cut, but that's okay because hand cut is wonky sometimes. And when you look at old ephemera, it's usually cut real funky because it was cut by hand too. Like when you look at old actual ephemera, historical documents, even old currency and stuff, you know, it's not cut straight because it's cut by hand. All right, so let's glue our lace on, then we'll glue our other pieces on. Accidentally left this open. Let me clean it up. Yeah, I'd like to, Maddie. We'll see. I actually asked him the other day, hey, do you want to come back on my channel? I'd love to have you on. He said, yeah, maybe. So then I'm like, so you're not saying no? Okay, I'll take a maybe. Whereas my daughter would be like, no, never, not ever happening. Stop asking me. That's kind of how asking my daughter goes. He was supposed to come on and do more Harry Potter inspired cards for y'all. He did a whole card video one time, you guys, making Tom Riddle's diary. He had a whole concept. I didn't do anything. He did the recording. I did the editing, is the only thing that I did. And I was his Vanna White. So when he needed something, he'd be like, oh, I need a green piece of paper. Then I would grab the green piece of paper. Like I would grab tools and paper and things like that for him. But he did everything. He designed it. He did the filming. Like he did everything. I was so proud of him. Gosh, I can't even remember how old he was. But he was pretty young. I want to say he was probably, let's do the math. He was probably 10. He just knocked it right out of the park. Hopi banks are officially closed in the state, LOL. When the banks close, then you know the snow is bad. Oh boy, Bethany. So you might actually get 22 inches. Okay, so now I'm not going to stack these on top of each other because I don't want them to stick, but let's glue these down. I'm going to keep using Fabri-Tac. Oh wait, we've got to glue these to our card bases first. So let's do that. Not the most professional way to fold a card base, but hey, I'm just a girl with an iPhone. So take that, world. Yeah, just stay home, Bethany. Just stay home. You don't need to go anywhere. Just make those babies some cookies and stay home. I'm so excited about going to the Japanese sweet shop today, you guys. I think Sparkle Heart is going to get, oh, what did they call it? A croffle. Do y'all know what a croffle is? I'll give you time to guess. What is a Japanese croffle? And I'm not making it up. This is not a trick question. Okay, so see, we're doing each step for all three mask making. Mask making, it doesn't, you know, is new to some, or they're still working on understanding it. So I hope this portion will help you guys. For others, y'all have mask made before. But you're essentially doing the same step to all three or four, however many items that you're making. Okay, last one. It is a pastry, Sue. Croissant and waffle. You got it, Paper Trails. Good job. So yeah, it is it is half croissant, half waffle. It's like croissant cooked in a waffle maker, kind of. So it's a hybrid of a croissant and a waffle. And then they top it with ice cream, whipped cream, fresh fruits, strawberries, kiwi, and grapes, I think. And then they put whipped cream and ice cream and drizzle it with chocolate. So that's what Sparkle Heart has her eyes set on. I have my eyes on the mango, oh, what do they call it? Mille cake, which is like a layer cake, a mango layer cake. And what it is layers of crepe. It's a crepe layer cake. There we go. And so it's like a crepe whipped cream, crepe whipped cream. And then they put like 30 layers, and it's really thin crepe. And then they make a matcha version, but I want to sleep tonight, so I'm not getting that one. They make like a coffee version. I need to lay these out and not do it like this. If I do it like this and just keep going, I will run out of space. No doubt. So I need to lay these out first. Anywho, oh, and we went the opposite direction. It's fine. Doesn't really matter. That's going to work. And then they also have souffle pancakes there. Have y'all seen the Japanese souffle pancakes? Those are the ones that are like a cloud. They're like a big, soft, pillowy cloud. They're real thick. And then, of course, they put toppings on those too. So that's going to be our treat stop today. Ah, yes. That sounds good. Yeah. I'm trying to pick places that are somewhat close by and not go into Austin. I don't want to go in the Austin city limits if I don't have to. But if I have to get to a French bakery, then we used to have a really great local French bakery, but I don't know what happened to it. It's closed. But she loves macarons. So I want to take her to a French bakery so she can pick some macarons. For those who weren't here and don't know what I'm talking about, this week is my kids' spring break, and my daughter was really bummed we weren't going anywhere or doing anything. And so I came up with the idea because she likes sweets a lot. She loves bakeries and ice cream and all that stuff. Every day we're going and checking out a place we haven't been to before or just a favorite. And so we're having a staycation, a sweet staycation. Our theme for spring break will be sweet. Sweet or sweets. So much for a diet this week. I'd like to say, oh, you know, I can just take her. I don't have to eat any of that stuff. But hello, if we're going to all new bakeries and things, I want some too. I can diet whenever. I can eat healthy the rest of the day and just have a treat. May not be good for the waistline, but it's going to be fun. Right, Carmina? Okay, and then I'm putting these random labels on these. All right, so that one, I'm going to put that one to the side. Do it again. Oh, thanks, paper trails. I had to think of something creative. I work well with themes. My brain likes themes. Like for Christmas this year, I don't know if I told y'all this, but for Christmas this year on the gifts, because we usually put like, you know, when it's just the four of us, our gifts, it just gets kind of redundant when you're like, to Young Z from your family. So this year I came up with the idea that we would pick a theme for each person. So for Young Z, we picked all these, his favorite hip hop artist. So like he had a gift from, oh my gosh, Tyler the Creator and Kanye, and he had gifts under the tree from all these his favorite rappers and favorite like hip hop artists and groups. He's like, why does Tyler the Creator send some random kid a Christmas gift? And it was hilarious. He really cracked up at it. For my hubby, for Dr. Shrub, his were all themed from Marvel characters. So he got a Christmas gift from the Incredible Hulk, Captain America, Black Widow. And then Sparkle Heart. Oh my gosh. And actually, Young Z got one from Elmo because when he was growing up, he loved Elmo so much. So I couldn't help myself. I threw an Elmo in there. And then Sparkle Heart, hers were all Christmas movie themes because Sparkle Heart likes Christmas all year and she watches Christmas movies all year. And like she has the Christmas spirit all year long. So she got one like from the Nutcracker and Buddy the Elf and, you know, different characters from the Grinch and different characters from Christmas movies was her theme. So each person had a different theme. It just made it a little more fun. Oh, hi, Frankie. Hi, darling. You getting a lot of snow today? Get to stay in and stay warm with Mama. Yeah, so I do well with themes. So once I picked a theme for spring break, then that made it easier to figure out what the heck we were going to do while I still needed to be working and Hubby needs to be working. But the kids deserve some fun. And so I think we're going to surprise her and take her to Waco or Houston this weekend coming up to a sweet shop. I think we'll probably go a little more locally than Houston because I think we're going to Houston for her birthday. And we're going to go to the mall and hang out. We have friends in Houston and hang out and eat different foods. And we like to do birthday vacations. And my son always gets a birthday vacation because his birthday is in July. So it's kind of perfect. We just plan our summer vacations around his birthday and he gets a birthday vacation. Well, her birthday is in April. So she's never gotten really a birthday vacation because she's always in school. But this year we're going to make it happen. And I think because it's just, you know, a weekend, I think we're going to go to Houston. I told her Houston or Dallas, and she chose Houston. We've already been looking like places to go, things to do. And Houston has a lot of great, like their museum district is really good. And I love all the culture, all the different types of cuisine and culture that they have there. So this weekend, we'll probably just go like up to Waco real quick and go to a place we haven't been to before. But that'll be the grand finale. All right, I've got bird options here. I really liked the little blue bird on the last one, but I do have this flower bird. It's a pretty good look. I don't mind it. What do y'all think? Hi, Sharon Caster. Let's just play around here. Jason was trying to convince me to go to Houston and said, Betty Penny might be willing. Oh, heck yeah, I'd go to Houston to see you guys. I absolutely would. Houston's only 3 hours for me. I'll come to Houston or Dallas. Absolutely. Okay, what do y'all think of that? I think I like it. All right, let's try the bluebird just in case. Which one do y'all like better? The flower bird? I think I like the bluebird better. Or the bluebird. I'm waiting so I can see in my viewer. I think I like the bluebird. It's just it's not as busy. Yeah, I definitely like the bluebird. Okay. Yeah, bluebird, y'all all agree. It's just a little less pattern and chaos. It lets every element shine. All right. Does anybody else watch Rufus the Bull videos, or am I a lone wolf? I know I'm not a lone wolf because he has hundreds of thousands of people who watch his videos, but in this community, does anybody watch Rufus the Bull? It's an Arkansas farmer, rancher, I guess. He's not a farmer, he's a rancher. And he has this bull named Rufus. Yeah, the pattern was too busy. Agreed. It needs to be on a more simple kind of thing. Your husband watches him, Vicki? Well, I watch him too. Cracks me up. Well, Rufus is the father to a new baby with Rhonda. Rhonda is a beautiful, I don't know what breed she is. She's the kind of cow who has a humpback, and then she has like all that extra skin underneath her neck, like on her neck and breast, kind of. And she's white, and she has these huge floppy ears. Well, they just had a baby, Roro, and it is the cutest thing. And I have to check on her each day. What's Roro doing today? She's so cute. But my goodness, a baby cow grows so fast. I mean, this little cow is only a few days old, you guys, and it has doubled in its size almost. It grows so fast. You saw the new baby? Oh, Ruth is also a newer baby, but now they've got Roro. Ruth is beautiful. Yeah, I love them. Yes, I think it's a Brahma American. Yep, think it is. Think you got it. She doesn't have any horns or anything. She just has the humpback and the extra skin, and she's all white. She's just beautiful. And these huge, long ears. Oh my gosh. So cute. Good times. Friends. I might find different sentiments. Okay. I hear you, bird. All right. So you've got, we can assemble this one real quick. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I hope you're feeling inspired by these cards and by this strategy of using paper as our layering inspiration today. Let's see if I like that. I wait for it to populate on my iPad. If you're ever wondering if you like something, like if you do something and you're like, I just don't know if I like it, because I think we probably all have those thoughts sometimes when we're creating. Take a picture of it with your phone. There's really something about photographing your work that makes you see it in a different light. It's quite amazing, actually, how it shifts your perspective if you just take a photo. So yeah, I like that. Let's do that for this one. I just informed my dad he will not be going anywhere today. Oh boy. How do you take that? You know, us old folks, Bethany, we don't like to be told where we're going to go and when. We like to tell others where we're going to go and when. Oh, getting my grandma to stop driving was really hard. But I understand it. Like, she was an independent woman, y'all. And she would, but she was in her late 80s when they finally got her to stop driving. She lived to 93. She was fiercely independent, but man, raise 11 kids by yourself and you tell me how independent of a person you might be. Her husband was always he was very sick. And oftentimes he just lived in a home. And so he didn't really get to participate or help with the children. And so my grandmother did it. They had 11 children together. I like that bird too. I stamped these birds on patterned paper that was double-sided. So I've got double-sided birds here. Yeah, I understand that, Bethany. It makes perfect sense. Look, you're right, but I know it's hard. when you've been going wherever you want for that long, and then someone steps in and is like, you can't drive anymore. You can't go here anymore. There's going to be some resistance. It makes sense. I made some 5x7 cards, and now I know what I'm going to do. Awesome. Give them a try. They're so, I think they're really pretty. You know, and you could pick, if pink is not your color palette, pick a different color palette, you guys. These could be green. These could be blue, purple, whatever ribbon you have. And if you don't have ribbon, you could cut these. These are 1x2 pieces of paper that I cut down, that I put the ribbon on. But you could do color, like use your paint and do paint swatches instead of ribbon if you don't have ribbon. I just have a ton of ribbon myself, but maybe you don't. And you don't have to wrap the ribbon around necessarily. Like, so for this velvet piece, I didn't wrap it around. I just cut it to the length. Okay, this is where I need to lay them out. And I just grabbed different pink ribbons of all types. I've got lace and twine and velvet, satin, seam binding, whatever floats your boat. But these could be color swatches if you don't have ribbon. And I think they would be just as pretty. Question came in. Bye, Sol. Have a great day. What's the question? I couldn't drive for 3 years. It drove me crazy, right? That independence, Melissa, it's the real deal. What's the question? I missed it. Let's see. I think it must be further up here. Bitty Penny, I don't know if you saw this question earlier. I have a lot of 6x6 background stamps that are hard to use for 5x7 cards. Any suggestions? Oh, yes. Same. I have far too many. Here's how I use them. I'll stamp them 6x6. And then, yes, I'll either cut them down to 4x6. So, you know, and then I can mat layers and put them on a 5x7. Or I will cut it to something like 5x6. So I'm just cutting an inch off basically. And then what I'll do is use a different pattern to make up, you know, maybe I'll cut a 2-inch piece. So I'll put the 5x6, let's say at the top of the card from that background stamp. And then I'll bring in another pattern, usually a piece of patterned paper or a different image altogether. And I'll make a band down at the bottom, or you could use ribbon or lace or something like that to make up the difference. But yeah, I'm right there with you. Or you can use them to make square cards. So you can make, I usually make 5.5 by 5.5 when I make my square cards, because I can find envelopes that are 6x6 to put them in pretty easily. So you can make square cards with them, or you can make ephemera with them. You know, make them the background for making ephemera and then put that on your card. So you can still use them, that's for sure, but they are tricky if you're wanting to use them as a background for a 5x7. I have run into that many times myself. Hope that helps. Glad y'all brought that question to my attention. Thank you. Deanna, hello. Good to see you. So glad you're here. All right, last one. We made it, you guys. Now I get to go to work. I'd much rather just play in my craft room all day. I wish I could retire. Have y'all seen that video circling around about there was this older man and his wife lost her health insurance and their medicine was going to cost them, they both needed, you know, daily medication or whatever, and it was just going to cost too much. They couldn't afford it. So he started door dashing. Well, he door dashed to this lady's house, and she ran out and gave him like a $200 tip. Well, then she started a GoFundMe for him. And this was days ago, but he already had $400,000 in the GoFundMe so that he could properly retire. He's in his late 80s, I think. And he had been retired, but he had to come out of retirement to pay for his medicine for his wife and himself. And so he started door dashing. But he was having trouble getting around. And this lady just said, you know what? I just can't stand for that today. I'm going to help this man out. And she started a GoFundMe, and everybody donated. And they raised over $400,000 for them. Isn't that a lovely story? We need more lovely stories like that. Okay, let's glue this down. I'm good with this. I'm going to put my cap on this one. Done with that one. And, whoa, well, that didn't work out. Sorry about that. Bring in this one. So there's a bit of good news for you. We all need a little more good news. Bad news is prevalent. Good news is scarce. Okay. That about right there. I think that's pretty much where it was. It's a guessing game at this point. Penny, penny. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have the best time. I was talking to someone and they were like, oh yeah, I don't really want to retire. And I'm like, they were like, I don't even know what to do with my days off. I was like, oh my gosh, you need a hobby like mine, because I know exactly what to do with my time off. It's called run to the craft room. It's either run to the craft room or run to my family and children and spend time with them. Those are my favorite things. And not in that order. It's family and children before the craft room. I do have my priorities straight. Y'all might think, golly, she really struggles to keep up, but this is my hobby. It's not a business. I don't make money, really. It's a hobby, and so I do have it in its place. I treat it like a hobby. I don't treat it like a business. Therefore, family, work, other things come first. So yeah, I do struggle to keep up with my hobby because my hobby is so extra. Okay, all of these can go back into my ephemera folder. I'm going to put them in there right now like a good little crafter. Like the good little crafter that I am. These are going to go right in here. I will just put them right here. It's fine. There we go. And we did it. It wasn't fast. It wasn't hard either, but we made a whole set of cards. It was just a little time consuming, but I think they're worth it. You know, good things come to those who craft. So we'll just keep on doing what we're doing over here. But I made 4 of those. Thank you for sitting and watching me do that. I know the ribbon part was tedious. However, I think it was really worth it. These cards wouldn't be quite the same without it. I do want to say though, if you don't have ribbon, maybe if you have acrylic paint or you have watercolors or even markers, you can make swatches and get a similar effect with swatches. But these are the 4 cards, you guys. Oh, you haven't? Oh, let me get that back out for you real quick. All it is a photo album. You can get them at thrift stores usually. And all I've done is, now this one I treated a little differently. This is the first one I made. I used double-sided tape and I just taped these flaps on here. And then I use a paper clip to keep them closed. But this is just a 4x6 photo album is all this is. And I turned it into an ephemera holder. Okay, so that's that version. But then I got smart. And for the next one, what I did is I took my 6x6 paper, right? And I scored it at 4 inches, which gave me a 2-inch flap. Let me get this where you can see what I'm talking about. So this, my dear, is a 6x6 piece of paper. I scored it at 4 inches. So now I have this 4x6 with a 2-inch flap. And that goes inside the 4x6 photo album like this. Got that flap on there, got the paper clip, and this keeps things from flying out. Because see, things will just fly out if they're not secured. These go back here. Anywho, that is how I make, because it's really fast and easy, that's how I make my ephemera folders. Ephemera holders. What did I say? Folders? Well, I guess either one works. But yeah, that's all this is. And it's a great way to use up your 6x6 paper if you have it, or 12x12. Cut it down to 6x6. Let me show you some other versions. I've got a few. Since you hadn't seen it before, I feel like I should show you the versions. I don't think anybody will mind. So here's a version that I made with an envelope. You know, like a shipping envelope. And so I poked a hole right here and put this elastic cord in it. But this is an ephemera folder that I just made. I made these cool little pop-out accordion folders for it out of paper. And I made them to where they pop up like this, so they're easy to pop up. And I put a magnet in them and open up and look inside. And then they've got, you know, these acetate and then just paper pockets. But yeah, this was just a big shipping folder. These are all pockets where I can just stick stuff in there. And then this is another flip out version. So there's one that's just paper. If you don't have an old photo album, that's a paper version. And then I've got it, because I will rescue photo albums from the thrift store. So I remember this one was about 50 cents. And I made this my journal say one. And I covered it with paper and made it pretty. I put photo corners on it. So it was not pretty when I got it, but I just made it pretty. And now this one, the pages go, you know, sideways. So I did the same thing as I did in the other one, where I made like these clips to hold things in. So these also work. And this is my Journal Say one. Then I've got this one. This is my Christmas one. So I found a photo album that was Christmas themed. And so now all my Christmas ephemera goes in this one. Okay, this one was different. This one had these full sheets like this in it. But I didn't want all my sheets to be full. So what I did instead was I took some of them and I deconstructed it. This is a little janky, but it works. I cut these in half and I reattached them with paper and sewed them together. And I sewed the bottoms. And basically what that did was just give me these smaller double pockets. This isn't necessarily ideal, I wouldn't say, but it works. It certainly works. And this one holds my Christmas ephemera. So there you go. There's some ideas. Yeah, that's it. I have one also that's 4x6 that has a bunch of just random postcards in it. My postcard collection. So if I want to put these in a journal, I kind of went through and put like cities together, bridges together. Here's like my bridge area, boats, or the beach. And I kind of organized them a little bit. I mean, they're just random too. But I have one for postcards. There you go. That's all my folders. I wonder if you could have used a sealer. Yeah, I'm sure I could have. I don't have time for popcorn flow. Have some for me. Oh, wait. Do go to the movies once a month, so I get some popcorn. Oh, we're going to go to the movies this week, too. Good morning, Bertha. Yes, you guys, for all of you in the path of the storm, please stay safe. Stay home and craft. We know what to do with our time. Girl, just get in there and craft. Don't go to work. You're welcome. You know, I figured if it was your first time seeing them, then you should see the gamut of what, at least of what I have. I really enjoy storing my ephemera that way. It takes up space, but everything takes up space. I just have a shelf and that's where they all go. Thank you guys for all of your time. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you're feeling inspired and crafty, and I love you guys to pieces. And I will be back with you on Thursday. In the meantime, I may have a video or two out for you if I can get them to cooperate. I totally appreciate hanging out with you guys. Thank you again. I know you could be anywhere, and the fact that you spend your time here with me, it's not lost on me how blessed and how fortunate I am to have your company. So thank you. I truly appreciate you guys. Love you lots. I will see you guys on Thursday. Bye, everyone.